What's up and welcome back to the Gridiron with Chance Aspen. Make sure you subscribe down below, like this video, comment. Now, enjoy this video. Alright, welcome back to week number 12 of my 5 NFL thoughts. If you don't know by now, I give you 5 NFL thoughts every single week, and this is week number 12. Let's get into it. Thought number 1. Even though the Carolina Panthers lost, Bryce Young, for the first time, showed me why he was the number 1 overall pick. For the first time, he finally looked like the guy that we saw at Alabama. Made anticipatory throws, was great inside the pocket, high-level throw after high-level throw, execution on third down, making throws on fourth down. Like, this is the guy that we saw for those years at Alabama. This is why Nick Saban talks so highly of him, because he has this in him. He's this level of player. And we saw it, I believe, for the first time against the Kansas City Chiefs. Like, that's a really good defense. That ain't no bum defense that he just went up and played really well against. That's the Chiefs' defense. The Chiefs' defense is one of the best in the NFL. It really is. It's a great defense. And what Bryce Young did to that defense showed me that there is still something in there with Bryce Young that he can still become a great player in the NFL. He showed me so much. He finally just looked like he was confident. Watching Bryce Young these last couple of years in the NFL has not looked like the Bryce Young that I watched at Alabama. I was really high on Bryce Young coming into the NFL. And then it almost looked like he just lost all his confidence. He didn't believe in his abilities anymore. Bryce Young is a talented football player. And we saw it on Sunday against the Chiefs. And it was really great to see because I believed he was going to be a success in the NFL. And we just haven't seen it. And for the first time, we saw it. And it made me think, maybe Bryce can actually still be something in this league. Maybe not a superstar, but can he be a star? I think so. I really do. After watching him this week, I think he can. He needs more help around him. Let's not act like the Carolina Panthers offense is filled with talent. He wasn't doing this with all-world talents all over the place. His best receivers are a rookie receiver or an older receiver in Adam Thielen. He doesn't have a lot of talent around him. Chuba Hubbard is a good running back, but that's about it on this offense. And who would have thought, after last year's rookie year, that C.J. Stroud and Bryce Young, everybody thought C.J. Stroud was the superstar, and I still believe that. I still believe he's the better player. But doesn't it feel a lot closer than what it felt last year between those two players? After watching C.J. Stroud these last couple of weeks, doesn't the who's better feel a little closer at least after watching Bryce these last couple of weeks and watching CJ? You obviously would still take CJ, but I just think it feels a lot closer than what I thought it was going to be after last year. Thought number 2. The Houston Texans looked like pretenders this week. They did. They looked like a horrible football team. And I get it, they're still 7-5, but they looked horrible. In all 3 phases. Offense was awful, could barely run the ball on the Titans. C.J. Stroud threw 2 terrible interceptions. Defensively, you let Will Levis all game long drive up and down the field at practical will. I don't think the Texans stopped the Titans' offense once all day. The only time they stopped them is when the Titans did something stupid, when Will Levis turned the ball over. That's the only time they got stopped. Other than that, the Titans moved the ball up and down the field. Up and down the field at will all day long. And then special teams. Kaimi Fairbairn missing an easy field goal. Come on. I thought this team was ready to take that step and become a contender. This roster is loaded with talent. And to put out a performance like that, all 3 phases struggle like that, it showed me that they're not ready to be that top-tier Super Bowl contender just yet. Thought number 3. Here come the Miami Dolphins. I feel like Miami has been forgotten about. Obviously, Tua had the concussion. He was on IR for a little bit, but now he's come back, and he's starting to look like the Tua that we saw last year during the regular season. He started to look like that Tua. And if that Tua is playing on this Miami Dolphins team, then this Dolphins team has a chance to go to the playoffs and do some things. Not if they're playing in cold weather. They're not a good cold weather team. But you're finally starting to see why some people are still high on Miami. Because when they have Tua under center, this offense operates at a much higher level because it's built for a quarterback like Tua. A guy who can make quick decisions, get the ball out of his hand quickly, be an anticipatory thrower, right? Make quick decisions. Boom, 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 boom. That's what Tua does, and that's what this offense is built to do. And it struggles with other quarterbacks because other quarterbacks can't do that at a high enough level. But watching the Miami Dolphins over these past couple weeks, I'd watch out for them. I really would. 3 straight wins now. The offense looks fantastic. The defense is good. This team's scary. Watch out for them. Thought number 4. I think this season might be over for the San Francisco 49ers. Now, look, you've had a great run, right? You've gone to 2 Super Bowls. You've done great. But I think this is a step backwards just a little bit. But I think this is a kind of a sign that they need to kind of get off some of their pieces. Maybe trade Debo. Trade some of these guys that are a little bit older. They have to get a little bit younger. They got to get better and back to being an elite defensive line. Trading away Eric Armstead. I know he wanted more money, but he was a big loss because now they're struggling to stop the run, and he was a great run stopper. But they need to get some younger pieces in the building. They need to reshape the O-line. Trent Williams is getting up there in age. He cannot stay healthy consistently. So what do you do with him? I just think this is a season that's down the drain for the San Francisco 49ers. Injuries, defense way too inconsistent all year long. Offense not looking as potent as it looked in past years. I think this is just a flush for the 49ers. And they need to go through a mini reboot and add some younger pieces to this roster so then they can make another big-time Super Bowl run. My 5th and final thought here in Week 12, here it is. The Philadelphia Eagles look better this year than when they went to the Super Bowl. They really do. They look fantastic. And here's a couple things why they look better. One, Saquon Barkley. Adding him on this offense has made this offense, I think, 10 times more scary. One, you're not asking Jalen Hurts to do a whole lot because you can hand the ball off to Saquon Barkley and he can burst off these big runs. 2, it's opened up the pass game for Jalen Hurts and A.J. Brown and Devontae Smith. It's made their pass game way more scary. Their O-line is elite. But their defense is the biggest thing for me because they've drafted all these young players out of Georgia, Cooper DeJean, Quinion Mitchell, and all these players finally look like they've taken the step. You can finally all play them now together. Jalen Carter, Nakobe Dean, all these players that you drafted and everybody was so high on kind of took a year or two to get it figured out. It felt like they needed to kind of take that step. And it looks like they've all made that step this year. And that's why I think, not because their offense, but their defense is what's really made this jump and made them look even scarier than what they looked like during their Super Bowl run. But that's my NFL thoughts. Again, hopefully you enjoyed this video. Like, subscribe, comment, and have an awesome day.